Hello everybody, this is EpicGamingGuru, and this time we're coming back into the worst of the worst series, but I do have a bit of an announcement to make. There's a couple of things that are happening on my channel left to right, with a couple of game reviews and a bunch of other important stuff happening in the near future, so stay in tune for that. But either way, let's go ahead and get right into the video. There's one carbine SMG in the game that appears to have been used basically never, and that would be the Saiga-9, which is why it's going to be here in the worst of the worst series, because the Saiga-9 is actually not bad. Now, just by mentioning that alone, why is the Saiga-9 even in the worst of the worst series, considering that the SMG itself is actually pretty solid of a gun? So for context here, the Saiga-9 is one of the most common SMGs in the game, making it pretty easy to find off a scav or even spawn with a scav that would technically have the Saiga-9 in their hands. However, the Saiga-9 itself is an interesting gun in general because of the fact that it's not only the only SMG that existed before the STEM-9 came into play as the only carbine-based SMG in the game, but it's actually not as bad as what people make it sound to be. I decided to go ahead and pull out the Saiga-9 with a couple of attachments on it and even keep the base version just to have as a side-by-side comparison. But one thing I did notice right off the bat is that this weapon is shockingly, insanely accurate. Like, this thing does not move when you're shooting it. It is insane. Well, that's basically a laser. Let's try the base version. Well, the base version usually doesn't have a long or big magazine. It usually just contains 10 rounds plus one in the chamber, so it's to be expected that it would run out of ammo rather quickly. Still a pretty good gun, even with no attachments though. The only main issue that I could see with this carbine as to why people are not using it so frequently is because it's shooting a 9mm round, and the problem with that is that 9mm does not have a lot of penetration power behind it, but it does have a pretty decent amount of stopping power, making it more effective as a flesh round than anything else. And there's only one round in the game that can pierce over any form of armor, and that would be the AP rounds, which are only able to pen up to level 3 guaranteed, but then have a small chance of 4, 5, and 6 right afterwards. Alright, all results are in. Time to fully test out this thing live on the field. This time I'm going to go through customs, and I have even the marked key room for the custom dorms in hopes of finding something really good in there. I seriously hope I don't die. Well, this is a very odd, interesting spawn point. I don't even know where I'm at. I had to run for a pretty good while before I could find anything, and then on top of that I didn't hear any gun noise for the past couple of minutes, so this is a little bit disconcerting to say the least. There's a decent chance of finding some good stuff upstairs here in the customs where the Rolex usually spawns it on a mannequin, so maybe there's, just maybe, there's gonna be something decent in one of these rooms. Well, that's going right up the ass. No questions asked. That is a marquee room. Alright, I've been scouring around the forest and customs for a good while. How come I haven't heard anything for, I don't know, like the past... Never mind. Alright, time to check out the 3 stories, and hopefully I could get to the room without getting absolutely obliterated by bullets. Yes, I forgot that the 3rd story doesn't open, don't make fun of me. I haven't heard a bit of noise still, which is a bit strange. Okay, that's the first scav I've heard in forever. Well, I couldn't find the actual enemies, so I might as well go ahead and open up the marquee room and hope to God that I can find something else that's also very expensive, even though I just made my money's worth out of this raid. Well, there was an M60 on the ground, but honestly, the only item I saw in that room that was particularly useful was definitely that giant keychain of use. That could definitely hold a lot of keys, and it is worth quite a bit in the market, so I'm definitely going to hold on to that. And of course, who says no to a free M60? Would love to use that M60, but I still gotta complete my test results for the Saiga-9, so we're definitely gonna have to find some people with this thing. I heard some gun shooting outside, maybe there's somebody downstairs too. No. Oh, hell no! Okay, that was a lot more intense than what I would wanted, but might as well grab everything that I can and get out of here. Honestly, I just got insanely lucky. Smuggler's boat is usually not available for me on customs. Well, with that many kills on the list, I think it's time that I finally conclude this test. Okay, I have to be honest. The Saiga-9 is actually really stupid good. For being declared the worst SMG of its class, even without the fully automatic capabilities of most other SMGs, I have to say, that is one accurate beast of a weapon. I would recommend trying that gun out yourself, guys. Like, that gun is actually insanely good for being a scav weapon. But again, it's all based on opinion here, and honestly, I would definitely recommend trying it out time to time. It is definitely a fun carbine SMG to use. But either way, everybody, this is going to be pretty much the end of the video. Thank you all so much for coming by and checking it out. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed it that much, and by all means, tell me your own opinions about the Saiga-9 yourselves if you ever had a chance to try it out in Tarkov. But either way, hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all around the next one.